Be ready, be warned. Big alert in the market right now. And what is happening today is of utmost importance. There is some huge news that is coming out today which is going to affect the price tremendously, which makes me actually want to take some trades. So today I'm going to talk about the news which is coming out today, some of the interesting things when it comes to the context of the entirety of the circumstance in the market affecting the crypto industry, and the trades I'm going to be taking based on my expectation for the developing and short-term price action as well. So let's dive straight into this. Before we come back to the chart, before I show you my trades, my setups, and all the ideas, let me just show you the whole entire setup when it comes to the events and the most important news. Today, we have White House and Donald Trump, I think around 3 p.m. Eastern time. He's going to be coming out and actually announcing the tariffs. April the 2nd is today. And it's of utmost importance because there are a few options that are on the table as to what Trump is going to announce. There might be something like a 20% blanket tariff on basically most of imports or all imports, or maybe it's not going to be as rough. So there are a few options on the table, so we don't really know what he's going to announce. And depending on what he says, maybe he's going to be a bit, nice-ish, which I really don't expect him to be, because there is currently a lot of retaliation from a lot of countries around the world, and he's not backing down. So we'll see what happens. And that's actually also primarily the reason why S&P 500 has kind of been tanking right here as well on the fears of more tariffs. But what is important to understand here is that, in my opinion, regardless of what he says, short term there might be some little bit of pain, but long term I think that this stuff has got to be already at least mostly priced in, based on which I'm going to actually set up my trades that I'm going to show you in this video as well. So that's why, as I said so many times before, don't just read the video titles. Video titles are video titles. I cannot put the entirety of the context of the video in the video title. So always watch the videos from the beginning and until the end to get the context and understand my view that has been the same for a very long time. And there is also a difference between day trading, swing trading, and long-term portfolios, all of which we do here. So this is news number one you need to understand, which is about most important today and short-term. Another interesting news that came out, Larry Finn has become a very big proponent of Bitcoin, and he manages $11 trillion as part of the BlackRock's portfolio. And he came out and said that he warned that the dollar is at risk of losing world reserve currency status to different currencies and different assets such as Bitcoin. So this is pretty huge, if you ask me, because they are the ones that are actually pulling the strings. They're the ones that keep accumulating a shit ton of Bitcoin. Even in this market condition, while you guys are actually crying, BlackRock is actually accumulating. Let's renew this together and let's have a look as to what is happening. Okay, BlackRock has been buying quite aggressively. Right now they stopped a little bit. So overall, the streak of accumulation has been broken. When it comes to Ethereum, there isn't really that very much happening, just really standing at the same place doing absolutely nothing. So just really quiet, nothing for ETH until they introduce staking into the ETF, which is happening and will happen. And this is something I've told you already 100 times before. So anyway, outside of BlackRock, and just which paints a very good picture of what is happening, before I show you some very interesting other data, just watch the video fully. Now, next huge piece of news is new hybrid exchange Evadex and ecosystem secures funding from an exclusive $10 billion business club. And look who this guy is, and what is Evadex. Oh man, this has been one hell of a journey, and now we're backed by billionaires and very big money and very big people, and also top-tier crypto funds and Morningstar Ventures and Foresight Ventures that built BitGet, by the way, and etc. So this is big news, and it enables us to really continue fighting for really human rights violations globally when it comes to financial freedom. And right now, with everything happening in the US, we actually have our hands kind of untied, and gives us the opportunity to deliver on the promises made by the Evadex team. If you haven't checked out what Evadex is and what we've built so far, go ahead and check it out. Right now it's in a testing phase. We're going through some audits, slowly adding liquidity, and this is what it looks like. It's pretty freaking amazing if you ask me, and you can just go and play around with it. You can get access to the testnet, and it's pretty epic, but we'll talk about it later on. Anyway, next piece of news, which is not really news, but it is something that you need to understand and have in your mind when you're looking at the current price action. So this is the comparison of Bitcoin's performance during Trump's previous term. Most of the gains happened 200 days after his inauguration, and the biggest moves happen after the noise fades, because Trump right now is doing a lot of stuff, and a lot of it is radical. And you can argue if it's good or bad, doesn't matter. It's radical, and it's rattling the market hard. So at some point, it's all going to be priced in, and this is exactly what I've been saying so many times. Once it's priced in, this is off we go, because everything is being laid out in terms of the foundation for an incredible price action, and finally, the real bull market we've all been waiting for. Could we be wrong? Is this financial advice? No. But just generally speaking, historically, look at the previous term. This is where it was also not that very great when he took office, but then it actually finally took off. And this is how it probably will transpire in this cycle as well. That's why we're watching them to money supply, and we think that 1st of May should already be either in the green candle or the beginning of big green candle. So I know I've said this before, but I'm still not losing hope for this market, and I'm here for a long term, and I still believe in its longevity and the fact that it's here to stay. Now, when it comes to trades, now I've given you all the aspects and everything that is currently happening. Right now, in terms of just definite and detailed liquidity analysis of the market itself, on Bitcoin, we have a lot of sell-side liquidity around 80,000 and 78,000. So this is what the trade could look like. I'm going to show it to you in just a second on Bybit as well. And this is Ethereum. So right now, it kind of is a bit weak. So we also have this monthly fair value gap, which is not that important, but they actually play out sometimes quite well, especially in combination with other factors. And also we're forming a double bottom type of formation that with some liquidity grab below just to sweep out all the stop losses of people entering into longs here could be an interesting lower risk type of a trade. Which brings me basically to my trades here. So let me just show you exactly what I'm anticipating. I've showed you this before, that this is my expectation that we kind of chop to the side, maybe, I don't know, grab liquidity tiny bit lower, and then finally going into May, we'll take off. So right now, this is the area where I'm really interested in entering into a short-term long on Bitcoin, and also the bottom of the area is like 78,000 with a stop loss of about 76, so below the current local low. And if I do get a stopped out and it actually bounces off of there, because it's still anyway liquidity, I will re-enter. So the same thing when it comes to Ethereum, basically what interests us is this block right here. So 17.5 and about 1800. So this block here with a target of like 2100. Really nice risk to reward, especially if there is immediate impulse. You can put your stop loss into no loss and have a free trade. So, and the stop loss would be around like 1700 or so, just also below this wick. When it comes to, for example, Solana, this could be the trade setup for Solana. 113, 117, stop loss 110, target 150. So just within the same kind of a frame that we've had a trade before, and I got kicked out of it with a small profit, which actually brings me to Bybit. And this is the trade I'm talking about. All peanuts or just small trades, nothing really interesting. But when it comes to the orders, so I will also, again, not huge trades, not multi-million-dollar trades, something for ice cream, so to speak, and to finally, have a little bit of extra green. So the first order is 80,700 and then 78.5. And then when it comes to Ethereum, my orders are right here at 1740 and 1800, as I just explained. And the reason why we could go down there just to grab some liquidity before Trump really announces the tariffs. And once he does, even if there's going to be like this blanket 20% on fucking everything, this could be a short-term pain, but based on the anticipation that this has already been mostly priced into the market, this could be a great trade. So again, could we still go lower? Could this be a stop loss? Yes, that's why I never risk more than 1% per trade. And also what you can do is you can use this channel's exclusive link to Bybit down in the description of this video, because I'm placing these trades on Bybit, and you can get up to $30,000 initial deposit bonuses and up to 42% discount on trading fees, which will just maximize your return as a trader. And you can always create a new account with a different form of identification, such as a driver's license if you already have a Bybit account. And a quick announcement of our financial academy, which is also going to be part of the Evadex ecosystem, which is designed to really give people their rights back when it comes to their financial freedom. We're launching an Evadex, it's basically like a financial academy, Kralow Financial Academy, which teaches everything about financial literacy, about crypto, about blockchain, about money management, about personal finances, about career opportunities in crypto. So it's not about just trading. It's about all the aspects of crypto. And also it's about trading, it's about proper risk management, it's about portfolio building. It's just like everything from A to Z. What has taken me from $1,000 at the age of 16 to about 75 million at the age of 30, of course, including the capitalization of Evidex. So if you're interested, the waiting list to this financial academy is down in the description of this video, and we're currently working on the accreditation with one of United States educational institutions to get actually official accreditation. It's in process as we speak. And I'll see you next video.